A skunk in Clovis tested positive for rabies. So far, it marks the first case in the state this year.
It's finally starting to feel like spring, but what else does that entail? Find out on my full weather report.
KENW will host its annual open house for high schoolers across New Mexico and Texas. That and more news right now.
This is News 3 New Mexico, your local source for news, sports, and first weather.
Good evening and welcome to News 3 New Mexico. I'm Thomas Mariscal.
And I'm Corbin Shaner. Thank you so much for watching.
A 14-year-old girl has gone missing in Espanola and her family is asking for help. Genevieve Jenny Rodriguez was last seen on Wednesday, March 19th at around 8 a.m. Genevieve Rodriguez is 14 years old with brown eyes and black hair, and she weighs approximately 120 pounds and is 5 feet and 3 inches tall. She also has a scar on her left shoulder as well as one right under her right eye. While the report has been made to the New Mexico State Police Department, the family is asking anyone that may have seen her or have had contact with her to reach out to the New Mexico State Police at 505-425-6771. And any information may help bring her home. The Quay County Crime Stoppers and the Tucumcari Police Department are seeking the public's help with an arson case that occurred at a Lowe's grocery store incident. The incident occurred at Tuesday, February 25th, and the intentional fire set at the store caused significant damage, prompting an urgent investigation. The Tucumcari Police Department is working to identify those who are responsible for the arson. In collaboration with Crime Stoppers, a reward of up to $1,000 is being offered for any information leading to an arrest related to this crime. Tipsters can contact the Crime Stoppers tip line at 575-461-3507. Crime Stoppers has stated that all callers will remain anonymous.
Time is running out for lawmakers in Santa Fe as the 2025 legislative session comes to a close this Saturday at noon. With just a day left, legislators are racing to finalize bills before the deadline. Once the session ends, the governor will have until April 11 to sign or veto any legislation that reaches her desk. Legislation not acted upon by the governor will be pocket vetoed. With the final days coming, all eyes are on the roundhouse to see which bills will make it before lawmakers adjourn for this session. A bill that could reshape wildlife management in New Mexico is currently awaiting the signature of Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham. If signed into law, Senate Bill 5 will rename the Department of Game and Fish to the Department of Wildlife and make several significant changes to hunting and fishing regulations. Under the proposed law, hunting and fishing license fees will increase for both residents and non-residents, with annual adjustments for inflation and making hunting and fishable more affordable for some residents. The bill also proposes a 25% discount on license fees for those receiving supplemental nutrition assistance. Another key provision is the restructuring of the state's wildfire management. If signed, all functions, personnel, and resources from the Department of Game and Fish will be transferred to the newly renamed Department of Wildlife in 2026.
A skunk in Clovis has tested positive for rabies, according to a report from the city and the New Mexico Department of Health. It marks the first confirmed case in New Mexico this year. The skunk was first reported on Monday morning, and it was captured later that evening. Testing confirmed the presence of rabies virus in the animal. Rabies is a viral infection that affects the nervous system and can be transmitted through the saliva of an infected animal via bites or scratches. It can infect all mammals, including humans, and is typically fatal if not treated. Animal control is urging residents to take precautions, including avoiding contact with wild animals and reporting any unusual behavior such as stumbling, aggression, or excessive salivation. If you are bitten or scratched by a wild animal, seek medical attention immediately, and do not forget to make sure that your pets are up to date on their rabies vaccinations. You know, we're talking about going outside in that story, and you know, it's spring now.
Oh, it's about time. It's starting to feel like it for sure.
Yeah, the weather this morning felt really nice.
Yes, not much of anything at all except for a little bit of wind.
Yeah.
And speaking of wind, looking here over at the map, you can see all across New Mexico, we aren't having much wind at all, with a few gusts over in Alamogordo reaching about 10 miles an hour, and that's really about it. But looking into the weekend on Saturday, we can expect gusts of winds up to 25 miles an hour on the entire state, with in the middle going up to 40 or 50 miles an hour. And with wind brings allergies, everybody's favorite, I know. Luckily, the allergy index is relatively low, with only pollen being at a medium, but you can expect that to rise tomorrow with the wind exponentially. The second thing that comes with wind, unfortunately, is fire. And New Mexico has been placed under a red flag warning watch, and that entails warm temperatures, low humidity, and strong winds. Here at KENW, we advise you to be aware of anything that can produce a spark or flame. And if a fire does appear near you, have items of importance ready to go. Thank you for this. Back to you, Corbin.
Thank you, Drake. Eastern New Mexico is set to launch a new one-of-a-kind alumni engagement platform titled the Silver Pack. The new platform will be virtual and reach back across history to propel ENMU into the future, with its name being a hint back to the former yearbook of ENMU. The Silver Pack will be a dynamic, interactive program where Greyhounds can create content, volunteer, find and host events, and connect with their school departments, professors, and current students. The website will feature dedicated web pages for all Greyhounds to interact with, including an interactive homepage, the Hound Happenings page, and an archive section to pay respect to ENMU's history. The new website will launch tonight, so ENMU reminds you to watch social media for the announcement. For any questions or ideas on how to participate, please contact the Office of Communication Services.
The High Plains Humane Society of Clovis is hosting a free drive-up clinic for your little furry friends. The Humane Society is offering free distemper and parvo shots for dogs, along with cat distemper and upper respiratory shots for cats. They're also offering free rabies vaccinations, and for a small free fee, you can get your cat or dog microchipped. The Society also reminds people that for Clovis residents, microchips are now required for animals as per city ordinance. Now, there are a few rules, but don't worry, they aren't much. All dogs must be on a leash, and all cats must be in a carrier. But past that, there's not much else. The clinic will happen this Saturday and Sunday, March 22nd and 23rd from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Food Bank of Eastern New Mexico. Eastern New Mexico University Chancellor Dr. James Johnson is set to host the first ever State of the University at the Anderson Museum of Contemporary Art in Roswell today, March 21st at 6 p.m. Dr. Johnson will discuss the past year's success, which includes ENMU growth, along with providing updates from all three campuses about the One Eastern Initiative, the university's capital projects, ENMU's continued success with the state of New Mexico, and the rapidly growing philanthropic infrastructure. In addition to recent successes, the Chancellor will also discuss significant plans for the future of ENMU. The event is already sold out, but a live stream is available for anyone interested at www.enmu.edu/stateofuniversity.
Earlier today, the House approved Senate Bill 376, a bill to lower state employees' health care costs. With passage from both the House and Senate, the bill now heads to Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham for final approval. Under Senate Bill 376, the state's contribution to employee health insurance premiums will increase, significantly reducing the amount state employees pay. It also eliminates the state health benefits program's benefit shortage and save millions of dollars in federal funds. Currently, New Mexico has the lowest state contribution to New Mexico to employee health care premiums in the country, covering just 65%. The bill passed 36-2 in the Senate and 52-13 in the House, with strong bipartisan support.
The Portales High School invites you to their opening production of Mamma Mia. Portales Drama Club's rendition of the widely known Mamma Mia is set to have its opening next Friday, March 28 at 6 p.m. They are also offering a special matinee performance at 2 p.m. on Saturday, March 29th, and along with their final performance at 6 p.m. the same day with reception to follow. Tickets are $7 for general admission and $5 for both seniors and students. To buy tickets online and for more information, you can visit secure.payk12.com/school/Portales Athletics/970. Coming up after the break, Drake will have his full weather forecast for you.
But first, here's a look at today's financial market.
you so much for watching. We're going to get started on the precipitation here in the country. The only real half that's getting any at all is the northern side. As we go into New Mexico, we can see that we're not really getting much of anything at all, if I'm being honest, and that's unfortunate, but that's another contributor to the red flag warning that I talked about in my first weather. Once we get a little bit closer, you can see that down in Roswell, there is a little tiny storm heading into Texas, but that's nothing really to scoff about. Going into the temperatures, it's like I said, it's beginning to be spring, so we have warmer temperatures with Farmington at 56, Albuquerque at 65, Truth or Consequences at 71, and Alamogordo at 72. Heading over to the east side of the state, we can see that Portales is at a 66, Santa Rosa is at a 68, Clovis is at a 64, and our neighbors in Texas are at 64 and 73. Heading into tonight's lows, it's still going to be brisk, so make sure you bundle up. Farmington at a 37, Albuquerque at a 45, Silver City at a 39, and Las Cruces at a 43. Heading back over to home base, Portales at a 47, Tucumcari at a 46, Amarillo at a 45, and Lubbock at a 48. Going into tomorrow's highs, it's going to be even warmer than it was today. You can see over in Gallup it's a 66, Socorro at a 79, Ruidoso at a 68 in the middle of the state, and the coldest being Farmington at 67. Going back over to the east side, I don't know if you saw it, but Midland is at an 88. Lubbock is at an 86. Amarillo is at an 81, and home base Portales is also at 81, so make sure you wear your shorts and don't overheat. Drink plenty of water. Going into our 7-day forecast, we can see that Roswell is at 84 on Saturday, Sunday 78, Monday 86, Tuesday 88, Wednesday 80, Thursday 73 with 39% AM showers, and Friday at an 83 as well. Going over to Carlsbad, those same warm temperatures all week round. 86 on Saturday, 82 on Sunday, 86 on Monday, 89 on Tuesday. That's the hottest day of the week. 81 on Wednesday, and 72 on Thursday with scattered showers expected. Friday at an 82. Tucumcari, 79, 65, 80, 80 again, 77, 75 with no chance of showers in Tucumcari, and Friday at an 80. Heading back over to Portales, tomorrow we can expect 81, Sunday 67, Monday 83, Tuesday 83, twinsies, Wednesday 78, Thursday 71 with a 52% chance of scattered showers, so maybe bring a raincoat if you go out, and Friday 81.
You know, I'm really not looking forward for the wind, but these like cool temperatures, I'm so excited to go out, like maybe have a picnic.
Me too. I love 80-degree weather.
Oh yeah, no, I overheat real easy, so I like the cold, but it's a nice break from what we've been getting.
Oh,
the wind sure is a bummer though.
If you
Yeah.
don't like the heat, then you're probably living in the wrong area.
Oh yeah, no,
And
I just can't
give it
afford
like
to move.
give it like a month, and it's gonna be insanely hot. But let's enjoy it while it lasts. You know?
Yes,
Yeah.
the spring is on its way, so let's make the best of it.
Yeah. So coming up after the break, we'll be back here with more news. So stay tuned. Welcome back. The MHR has now, or Mental Health Resources, has now opened registration for their annual Mental Health Awareness 5K Walk and Health Fair. The Walk and Health Fair will take place on May 31st, and tickets are $20 each. However, there are ways to register without paying the fees, such as bringing a donation. However, you will not receive the event t-shirt. To register, you can scan the QR code on your screen.
A long-running tradition continues in Floyd, New Mexico, as the Floyd's Lions Club Jamboree takes place this weekend. The event, which started in 1950, has been a mainstay in the community for over 7 decades. This year's event is set for tonight and Saturday, March 22nd at the Floyd School. The Country Jamboree features live country music performances, with Will Bannister and friends taking the stage this evening. Saturday's lineup includes the traditional Country Jamboree show. The event is organized by the Floyd's Lions Club and serves as a fundraiser for the local community. Doors open at 7 p.m. each night, and the admission for the event is $10.
Well, the end of the Girl Scout cookie season is coming to an end, and they are challenging you to help sell them out. The Girl Scouts will be selling tomorrow at the Portales Walmart from March 22nd from 2 to 4 p.m. So, whether you like Thin Mints or Adventurefuls, they are bound to have exactly what you like.
KENW will host its annual open house for high schoolers across New Mexico and Texas. It's an event that allows those who visit a chance to learn about KENW and the opportunities it has to offer. While there, you get a chance to explore campus, meet with admission advisors and faculty, and get the chance to receive prizes and scholarships, like an Apple TV, Beats by Dre, and multiple $500 scholarships. For those who can't make the event in person tomorrow, KENW is also hosting a virtual open house later next month. You can sign up for that by going to www.enmu.edu/admission/visit/open-house.
Coming up after the break, Lorenzo will have his full sports report for you,
including highlights from the Australian Grand Prix last weekend, so stay tuned.
Welcome back, sports fans, to News 3 New Mexico. My name is Lorenzo Solis, and let's take a dive into today's sports world. First up on the bat, this report is MLB. With this year's season kicking off in February, we've seen the season go into spring training on Wednesday. And since then, we've seen some solid games lately, with there being games in progress as we speak. To give a little recap for today's winners, the Phillies won against Minnesota Twins in a 6-3 game. The Astros beat the Cardinals 5-3, the Braves beat the Rays 7-3, the Blue Jays beat the Phillies 11-7, and the Mets beat Cardinals at 3-2. With there being more games going on today and this week, it should be a packed spring training. Next on the plate is softball, and Eastern's Ladyhounds have been on a losing streak recently. 4 games in a row, the Ladyhounds have been falling a bit behind as they lost their matchup against Lubbock Christian, first game being at 6-8 loss, and the second being a 7-8 loss, and their loss against Angelo State for the first game being 1-10, and their second being 2-3. There is a chance for redemption, with the season not being over and the Lady Hounds having a matchup against Sul Ross State. Formula One had their starting race off their 75th annual season start this past weekend. The competition was fierce from free practice into qualifying, eventually granting McLaren a 1-2 start for the race. However, the race was carnage with 6 drivers going DNF. Eventually, the race ended with Lando in first, the reigning champion Max Verstappen in second, and George Russell in the Mercedes in third. They go into this week and already started this week for the Chinese Grand Prix. Their sprint race will happen this evening with the Grand Prix happening Saturday night. We will be back here covering that next Wednesday. The NMAA Cheer Championships being held right now, and we are feeling the spirit as schools across New Mexico flock over to Albuquerque for the Spirit State Championships. For the next few days, there are competitions happening as this report is being broadcast, but we can still report the winners we have so far. Clovis beat Alamogordo 6-5, Tularosa beat Portales 9-8, Grady beat Estancia 14-4, and Shiprock beat Dexter 16-0. We'll have more on this competition as it continues. Running into the last report for today, we have track and field. ENMU is going head-to-head against West Texas A&M, the West Texas Relays, with the NCAA D2 Indoor Track and Field Championships having concluded last week with the Greyhounds placing 37 out of 71. Now the Hounds have another opening to place higher this time, around when they go against West Texas A&M for the next 2 days, with the first round of the event happening as we speak. That's all the sports I have for you today, but wait, don't change that channel. We'll be right back with Corbin and Thomas right after the break.
Welcome back. Drake, can we get one last look at that weather for today?
We sure can, Thomas.
Thank you.
So going into Roswell today, Friday, it's bright and sunny with 76 degrees. Saturday, you can expect the same sun, but 82 degrees. Sunday's a little bit cloudier at 76, so cooling down a bit. In Santa Rosa on today, we had light cloud cover at 69 degrees. Expect lots of wind on Saturday at a cool 74, and heavy cloud cover on at 65 on Sunday. Over in Carlsbad, bright and sunny at 75 today. Very windy at 84 tomorrow, so hot wind, the worst kind. Bright and sunny on Sunday at 80 once again. Now heading over to Portales today, bright and sunny, 75. Tomorrow, 84 and windy. Sunday, bright, sunny, 80 degrees.
No, it really seems like it jumps a lot between today and tomorrow.
Oh, that's New Mexico for you. If you don't like the weather, wait about 15 minutes and I'm sure it'll change.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, but without the wind, I feel like that's basically great temperature everywhere.
The wind is my least favorite thing when it's hot or cold.
Me too.
Oh, especially cold wind?
Oh, it's the
Oh,
worst.
it just feels like,
bites
well,
ya.
oh yeah.
Bites ya.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, so
You guys have a good night. We'll see you next week.